smudge is really just symbolic of clearing the air, really, so that we can transition from wherever we've been with the day to this new and fresh and clean and very present moment. So using the smoke and the sage and the medicine from that to clean and to clear and to set up our intent. And then if you've been sitting for a little bit, go ahead and change the cross of your legs just so that your joints give a little space. Otherwise, come into a sitting position with your non-dominant ankle out in front. And Teresa, I see you getting your mat rolled up, and since we're gonna lay on our bellies, I'm gonna just show you one more time how to do that. So you wanna roll it into thirds rather than halves. So it's third and then third. And I think you probably need to like stretch it out on the floor so it gets rolled that way. So third, there you go, and then just roll that up. Like a spring roll or a sushi roll. Yeah, and if you're just joining for props tonight, rolled up mats and something that you could use as a strap. So it could be a yoga strap, it could be a scarf, it could be a tie. And then find your seated position. Bring your hands down to where they're comfortable onto your knees or your thighs. And bring your weight of your torso back over the back of the pelvis so you feel your sit bones kind of rock back onto the floor. And then you feel your skull bones come back over the sacrum. Close your eyes, and you keep your eyes closed for the next several minutes here while I set the theme and the intention for the practice. With your eyes closed, tuning into your breath, turning on that awareness of your own breathing, and coming into Ujjayi breath. So you're making that ocean sounding, whispering sound with your breath. Listening deeply to the ocean sound of your breathing, that audible whisper. And see if you can notice the way that that ability to hear your own breathing immediately relaxes your mind, relaxes your nervous system. Because it's almost like you're like tripping a wire in your stress brain and giving it this signal, like if you can breathe in this deep and smooth and calm way, then you must be safe. And so in that support of the breath and that sense of safety, the mind can start to release and relax. And it takes that releasing from whatever thoughts you've been hooked in, right, to bring yourself into this present moment. So when you release from the anxiety about the uncertainty of the future, when you unhook from ruminations about what happened in the past, is when you allow your mind to rest in this moment. And with your mind at rest, you can start to come into connection with your breath, with your heart, with your belly and your guts, and start to really open up to and receive the wisdom and the intelligence and the information from the other parts of your body that get sort of covered up or drowned out by the chatter of our mind. With your next inhale, feel for relaxing your belly, expanding your rib cage, and then at the top of the inhale, feel the collarbones lift and separate a bit. Keep lifting and lengthening as you exhale. Next inhale, you're bringing your breath in around your heart muscle and your lungs and just feeling. Right now, it's just noticing for what is the tone in the front of your chest, the sides of your upper rib basket, the back of the ribs. So what is going on for you today in that whole girdle around the heart muscle and the lungs? Finding out if there's any amount of tension, of hardness, of holding. Finding out if you have access to feeling in that area. Inhale, feeling the upper ribs that are like in your armpits expand side to side. Collarbones and shoulder blades spread apart from each other, front to back. So using these opening breaths here to literally connect to your heart. And that's like the theme for the whole rest of the practice tonight, is to connect and to support your heart. Feeling for the lifting up from underneath the heart and the lungs, the expanding all around the upper rib basket. And then again, feeling your skull bone come back over your sacrum. Feel the pelvic bones on the mat, on the floor. And then keep your eyes closed so that you can really feel this. And with your next inhale, keeping your heart open and expansive, feel down to the ground beneath you. So also just taking this moment to connect to the ground. So you have to kind of bring your powers of visualization right down through the floor. Maybe you're on the second or third floor of your house, so you have to go a couple stories down to the foundation of the building, and then underneath that to the bedrock, to the dirt and the soil. Just feeling into and connecting with really where you are on the earth in this moment. Feel that. And then taking a few breaths to acknowledge and honor not only the land, but the first people whose lands you're on. We're all in different places, but wherever we go, right, we're always on indigenous lands. Go ahead and keep your Ujjayi breath going. I'll be cueing you around supporting your heart with your breath all through this practice. And go ahead and switch the cross of your legs just to, again, open up the joints a little bit here. We're coming into pranayama, and this breath practice is called Surya Vedana. So to do this, go ahead and bring your right palm, just for some biofeedback here, right? Bring your right palm over to where you feel like your heart muscle would be. And then bring your pointer and middle finger sort of right onto the furrow of your brow, and you'll use your thumb and your ring finger to open and close your nostrils. And then with the right nostril closed, inhale. Filling all the way up with your breath, and feel your breath pressing up underneath your heart. And then hold both nostrils closed, just holding the breath in here. Feeling the expansiveness and the space around the heart. And then when you're ready, exhaling through the right side. And you'll keep going with this pattern of breathing here. So hand stays on heart. Go ahead and close the right nostril. Inhale, slow and steady inhale through the left side until you're full. And then once you're filled up in the lungs, holding both nostrils, holding the breath for a beat or two. And then go ahead and close off the left nostril and exhale through the right. We're going to do several more rounds of this. So keep going with the rhythm and the pace of your breath. On inhale, feel your hand on your chest and feel your breath press up underneath your hand so you can feel that spaciousness being created. Can you keep that same amount of space in the fronts of the shoulders, the collarbones, and the sternum, even while exhaling? Lengthening your exhale out so that it's equally as long or longer even than your inhale was. And then moving back to the first side. So inhaling left nostril. So I sent an article around today that was really good. I just encourage everybody to read the full article. I just forgot the name of it. It's called "That Discomfort Your Feeling is Grief." And it's cool because a lot of the strategies that this guy gives in the article, which was published in the Harvard Business Review, right? So very much not the yoga world, are the things we use a lot in yoga, in meditation kind of work, particularly the sort of quelling anxiety by practicing being in the present moment. And I also really love about this article and want you to sort of be able to uptake right now as you're doing this breath practice, the permission and encouragement that we need to allow ourselves right now to feel our emotions, to feel sadness, to feel the grief, and not to be just hardening and bracing against that or shutting it out. So he's not saying, wallow in that, but he is saying, and I agree, that in order to have a healthy dynamic with the emotions that our life's experiences are bringing up right now, we have to acknowledge them, allow them to exist, and then also what the yoga practice is all about, right? Allowing your emotions to be in motion and to move through you so that you can move on. So it's perfectly fine right now with your breath work, with your yoga practice, to go in to your heart, to that center of you, and acknowledge, honor, and give permission to the emotions that are dwelling there. Using every single breath that you have in this practice to give permission and to bring motion, spaciousness, opening around your emotional body. So go ahead and finish up on the round that you're on. And find your strap or scarf, or whatever you're using for that prop tonight. And then once you've got the strap, you're gonna just bring it out in front of you for shoulder flossing. And keep your breath going through these transitions, right? So have your strap, it's gonna be, your hands will be a different sort of distance apart depending on the flexibility of your shoulders. So you can start where you think you might be and you might need to adjust as we go. And then let's just go ahead and gently and slowly here kind of raise that strap up overhead without letting go of the strap, reaching it back behind you. So if your shoulders are feeling really tight, right, you maybe want to bring your hands farther apart. And just make this shoulder flossing a slow and gentle rhythm of lifting, rolling through the shoulder joints, the bigger joints in your body, and then coming on down. And then for this next part here, bring the strap behind you, but don't bring it all the way down. I want you to get the strap around the back part of the ribs. So it's just above, it's above where your bra strap might be, if you have ever worn one of those things. Otherwise, just like at the bottom of your shoulder blades. And so you're holding the strap at the back of the heart area and the back of the lungs to give yourself, again, just some biofeedback. And then while you're here, with your next inhale, feel for softening your belly and then pressing your breath. So using your breath, I should say, to press your upper ribs and shoulder blades into the strap. And then exhale, let go. So again, coming into those three abodes of your breath, which will be the chest, the ribs, and the belly. Go ahead and start with the belly. The belly muscles are soft, and you'll inhale, filling the belly, filling the ribs, feeling the shoulder blades press back against the strap, feeling the chest lift and spread, and then exhale, releasing all of that. Now get a sense of where the strap is relative to the sides of the ribs and your armpits, right? So you're getting some feedback in that spot too. And then with your next inhale, feel for pressing the sides of your rib cage into the strap. All of this is creating space on the chest, shoulders, heart, and lungs. So inhale, softening belly, filling ribs, pressing the sides of the ribs and the intercostal muscles into the strap, and then lifting your chest. And then go ahead and let that go. So keep breathing like that as we move through the practice tonight. So physically giving your heart, your lungs, your adrenals that breath support. Go ahead and straighten out the right leg. The left heel comes into the groin, and then have your knees go as wide apart as you can get them. Coming into side bend with chest opener here. So have your right hand to the inside of your right thigh or knee or calf. Inhale, bring the left fingertips straight up to the ceiling. And then you want to go ahead and bring the left thumb a few inches down so that your arm's coming straight out of your shoulder. Relax the right ear over to the right shoulder. Inhale, lift the chest bones, roll the chest open towards the sky, and let the top arm fall back behind you so that you're using and working with gravity to open up the muscles in the front of the chest and shoulder. Inhale, feel the lungs expand, feel the ribs expand side to side. And then exhale, relax the right shoulder again, let the back hand fall back. As you breathe here, inhale, keep rolling the chest up towards the sky. And then if your neck is trying to get involved with that, you just go ahead and relax the neck again. Close your eyes for a beat here so that you can draw your awareness back into your core, into the center of your heart muscle. You just go in there and sort of ask your heart or offer permission for your heart to feel what it feels. Or maybe asking your heart what it needs to feel to move forward. From here, bring the chest opener hand back up, and then you come right into side bend. So reaching over the right leg. In side bend, inhale, roll your chest open. Exhale, wrap the top shoulder blade and reach through the left hands. Inhale, lengthen through both sides of your ribs, activate your feet, and exhale, send the left thigh away from the left hip. So you're unclogging your left hip. Teresa, see if you can relax your neck completely. Ear over to shoulder. And then with your neck relaxed and your top shoulder wrapped, can you lift and roll the chest open? Reach your fingertips down towards the left hip and use the arm to pull your torso back up to center. Hand comes to the side of your face. Bring both hands down to the ground on either side of your hips and then turn to face your straight leg. So you're squaring your hips off towards that straight leg. Have the left, your foot, the left sole of your foot flat on the floor. Coming into a twist here, left hand down by left hip, inhale, reach right arm up, and then exhale, bring the forearm around the knee to come into a twist. Coming into quad strength, so you can either keep left fingertips on the floor, or you can wrap the left arm around and grab onto your waistband or your pants or your shirt or whatever. Keeping hand on floor is also an option. From here, micro bend the right knee so that you can pick your whole right leg up off the floor. Hug the right forearm into the knee to keep the back lifting and lengthening and twisting as the right quad starts to fire up. So shaking in the right quad would be a really normal part of this. Your right heel and entire right leg are off the floor, waking up that front of the right leg muscles, all that power. And then use your breath right now. Wash your breath around your heart muscle again. Feeding the nutrients, the energy, the strength, and the power of this quad strengthening right up into your heart. And then go ahead and set that knee down, and you do the second side. Bring the right heel in towards the groin. For this first part, your knees are as far apart as they'll get. And then left hand to the inside of your leg. And come into chest opener. So you bring the torso into side bend, right arm reaches straight up, then bring the right thumb a few inches down so that your arm's coming straight out of your armpit. Inhale, roll your chest open. Exhale, let the arm fall back behind you. Relax your neck. Inhale here, lift the chest, roll the chest towards the sky. Exhale, hand falls back behind you. Finding some comfort in the energy and the clearness and the crispness right now of the sky. Inhale, breathing that expansive, sunlit, sparkling sky energy and feeding that right into your heart. And then exhale, let the hand fall back behind you. Relax the neck again. Close your eyes here on this side. Noticing if you're tighter or more open in the fronts of the shoulders and the chest on one or other of your sides. Inhale and feel for expanding around your heart muscle as much as you can. So lifting the chest muscles and bones, the armpits and the upper back muscles with your breath. Creating space inside for your emotions, for your feelings, for your experiences to be and to be metabolized. From here, coming into side bend, so you'll bring the fingertips skyward and then reach the right arm over the right ear. Relax left ear down to the shoulder again. Inhale, and then exhale, wrap the right shoulder blade towards the armpit. Feel how that lengthens the upper ribs even more. And then press left hand down to pull your rib basket and your chest skyward. Next, exhale, sending the right thigh away from the right hip. Activating your toes and your feet so that there's no part of you that's kind of dead in this pose. It's all activated. From here, sweep the right fingertips down by the right hip. Use the right arm to lift your torso. Left ear stays relaxed over to the left, and bring your palm to the side of your face to lift your head and neck back up to center. Both hands come down to the ground so that you can turn to square your hips off towards that front leg. And then with the right fingertips down behind the right hip, inhale, reach left arm skyward. And then exhale, bring that forearm around the outside of your right knee. So the right hand stays on the ground, or if you've got a little farther to go, you can wrap around and grab onto your waistband, your thigh, or your clothing. From here, hug the forearm in, lift the belly up and away from pubic bone. Exhale, twist. Micro bend in the left knee, activate the left foot, and lift the left leg up off the floor. And then use these next few breaths here with the strong quad muscles of the front of the leg activated, engaged. Use your breaths to bring and feed that energy up into your heart and your chest. So you're using the heat that's being created and the work that you're doing in the thigh, you're using it as an ally, as a turn on, as a way of building and bringing more energy inside you rather than losing and depleting. And then go ahead and set that leg down and come out of the twist. All right, this next pose is called shin-bound spinal twist. Have the right leg straight and bring the left foot into half lotus if that's available to you. If half lotus is not available, just bring the sole of the left foot inside the knee, or sorry, inside the thigh. Otherwise, half lotus, and then have your strap or your scarf or whatever you have for your prop tonight nearby, not nearby, grab it and put it around the left knee. So it goes around the front of the shin and then back by the left hip. Right hand reaches back behind your back and grabs onto the strap or scarf. The left hand can come to the outside of the right leg. So this should feel like a lot of opening in the front of your right shoulder, that arm that's wrapping back across your low back helps to pull and stretch the front of the chest and front of the right shoulder open. And so wherever you sort of feel your edge with that in the front of the shoulder, the tightness or tension there, Close your eyes, and with your next inhale, balloon your breath up into wherever you're feeling the stuckness or hardness or just the edge of opening in the right chest and shoulder. And use your breath to go into those tissues, to go into that part of you and feed it with your breath support. On the next inhale, feel your low belly lift up and away from pubic bone, and the ribs lift away from low belly. Collarbones lift away from ribs, and then exhale, maybe twisting around any amount more. Inhale, come back to center. Switch sides. So the right foot comes into the groin or into half lotus, depending on your ankles and your knees this day. Make sure that the left leg and left foot stay active. Wrap your strap around the front of the left shin and then reach across your low back to find your strap. Inhale, reach the right arm up. And then exhale, bring the right hand to the outside of the left leg for twist. Every inhale here, you're lifting and lengthening the torso. And then on exhale, maybe using your left elbow to pull you even farther into the twist. If your neck is starting to get involved and try to bring you into your twist, just gently guide your chin back over the center of your sternum and your chest so that your twist is coming from your sternum and your chest and your shoulders and your ribs. Go ahead and close your eyes here and wash some supportive, loving breaths into your heart, using your breath, using this pose to give your heart and your emotions permission to be, to bubble up to the surface, and to move. And then gently exhale and letting that go. The next series is called Dandasana slides. So you'll need, you could use like a sweatshirt, a blanket, a towel, anything that will slide on the floor. If you're on a carpeted floor, sometimes if you have just like 2 pieces of paper to put your hands on, they'll slide on your carpet a little bit better. I have a wood floor here, so I can use my fabric. For Dandasana slides, scoot your sit bones right up to the edge of your mat, and then have your hands off the mat on the floor on your slider behind you, sitting up nice and tall. So take your hands and flip them over so that the tops of your hands are on the floor. You're gonna feel how that's gonna bring a lot of internal rotation into the fronts of the shoulders. From here, go ahead and slide back, slide the hands and the torso back behind you. Once you've got as far as you can, you have to engage the legs, press the heels down, hug inner leg lines in towards each other, feel the core engage, pick up the right hand and flip it over, so you're coming into external rotation on the right side, pick up the left hand, flip it over, external rotation, and then inhale, slide up. You can do that again a few more times. So come onto the tops of the hands, heels pressing into the floor, inner leg lines working, slide back. Pick up the left hand, spin it over, pick up the right hand, spin it over, and then inhale, slide back up. Go ahead and exhale. Do that one more time with just that. So come onto the tops of the hands. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, slide back. internal rotation of the shoulders. Pick up the right hand and spin. Pick up the left hand and spin. And then inhale, come back up. So now we're gonna add some leg pumps. And this is a little bit of neuroplasticity work too. So you need to just practice your auditory listening skills. If you try to watch me to figure out what to do, it's probably not gonna work. And this will probably test our coordination, myself included here, right? So what we'll do is we'll be adding in some leg pumps. So come onto the tops of the hands, right hand under, left hand under, inhale. And then on exhale, slide back and hug. So really engaging the right hip flexor and hugging the right thigh in towards the belly. And then pick up the right hand and flip it over. Pick up the left hand and flip it over. Inhale, come up, lift the left leg off the floor. Hug that left thigh into your belly and straighten the right leg down. Pick up the hands, flip over onto the tops of the hands. Inhale, and then exhale, slide back behind you, hugging left knee and thigh in towards your belly. Pick up left hand, flip it over. Pick up right hand, flip it over. Pick your right leg up off the floor, and then inhale, come up and switch legs. So now keep your legs off the floor. Pick up the left hand, come onto the back of the left hand. Pick up the right hand, come onto the back of the right hand. Keep hugging the right thigh in as you slide back. And then flip the hands. Inhale, straighten the right leg, bend the left leg. Come onto the backs of both hands. Exhale, slide the hands back behind you. Flip onto the palms, and then inhale, switch legs, and set that down. Yeah, and you can feel, I can feel that worked my hip flexors a lot. And just because we sit a lot with our hips flexed, that's not the same as like the strengthening work of that move. Thread the needle pose. So come to hands and knees. Can you just give me a thumbs up if you can see me? Okay. Great. Okay. Come to hands and knees. And then you'll pick up the right hand on an inhale. And then on exhale, go ahead and slide that hand underneath your armpit, lay down onto your right shoulder. So thread the needle pose. From here, bring your left hand, clasp it into the right hand. And then press your hands into each other so you can press your upper back behind you. Close your eyes, relax your face muscles, your jaw muscles, your neck muscles. And then work your breath here into your upper back. So going into wherever you're feeling like tightness or just kind of sticky or bound up in your upper back. Go in there with your breath, starting to use your breath to massage open the muscles of the upper back, that back door, that back space of your heart and your lungs. And then gently come out of this. So just bring the left hand down underneath the left shoulder. Find your way back to hands and knees. And then you'll pick up your left hand and thread the needle underneath the right armpit. Clasp hands. Press your hands into each other and into the floor, and then lay back. Ballooning your breath into your upper back muscles. Rinsing and washing those muscles and those tissues with the breath and the spaciousness that this pose creates. Feeling, literally feeling the support of your breath in the back of your heart. And then gently bring the right hand underneath right shoulder and unwind from that. Walk your hands from here 6 inches out in front of your shoulders for turbo puppy. Take a look at your palms, spread wide through your palms, check that your middle finger is pointing straight up at the front of your mat, and then bend the elbows down till they're just 2 inches off the floor. Go ahead and relax your neck and shake your head no, just to let those neck muscles release. Rebend the elbows, they probably came up, so bring them back down, and then hug elbows in towards each other. Inhale, breathe up into the upper back between the shoulder blades. And then exhale, feel for wrapping those shoulder blades towards the armpits so your chest muscles get really turned on. From here, tuck your toes under, and then just hover your knees off the ground. Relax your head and your neck again. Rebend elbows towards the floor. Hug elbows in towards each other. Inhale, exhale, and set your knees down. Come to forearms for forearm plank. Have your elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Again, release your head so that you're not holding it up or hugging your chin or in towards your chest. You're just letting it go with gravity. Inhale, big breath into the upper back, right up between the shoulder blades. Exhale, wrap the shoulder blades towards the armpits, pressing your forearms down into the floor. And then step your feet back into plank. So you're in dolphin or forearm plank. Pull the belly up, pull the tops of the thighs up, send the top of your head forward. Feel for wrapping shoulder blades. Start breathing again, steadying your breath. And then from here, lifting the hips, walking the feet forward for dolphin. So first, dolphin or down dog of the day, the backs of the legs might be a bit tight. You can bend one knee at a time, pedal out the legs, sending heels towards the floor. Wrap the shoulder blades, pull the ribs away from the shoulders, decompressing shoulder joints. Close your eyes, and with your next inhale, surround your heart with the support of your breath. Let the neck go. Nice. Set the knees down, cross your ankles, and we'll set up for abdominals. Have your, actually have a quick look up here. We'll do elbow to knee, which is all of you know. And then when we come into bridge, it's gonna be bridge with a strap, and I just wanna show you, I'll demo what that looks like, and then we can all lay down. So for bridge with a strap, you'll have your strap or your scarf, right, around the front of one of your ankles. From there, you press up into bridge, and then you'll grab onto both ends of the strap with your hands. And in this variation of bridge, you get to tuck those shoulders under and really externally rotate the shoulder joints, open the chest. This is a perfectly great place to stay and work that opening in the front of the shoulders. If you have farther to go, you'll do bridge with one leg up. Okay? So just have your strap nearby, and first lay on your back for elbow to knee. Clasp hands behind the head and the neck. Feet come up off the floor. You'll have your feet just below your knees. Feet are active, spread through the toes. Inhale, press the low back down so the back ridge of your sacrum presses down. And then lift the shoulder blades up off the floor. Hold your breath Curl your tailbone up and then exhale, both elbows towards left thigh. Straighten through right leg, pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold your breath. Press low back down. Rock sacrum back. Curl tailbone up. And then exhale, both elbows towards the right thigh. Pull low belly down. Reach through the left leg. Inhale, come back to center. Fill your belly and your low back with your breath. Hold breath, curl tailbone, and then exhale, really reaching elbows up and towards the left thigh. Straighten the right leg and pull the right thigh away from hip to decongest that joint. Belly button pulls down towards the spine. Inhale, fill your belly with breath. Come back to center. Hold your breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach both elbows towards right thigh. Straighten left leg, pull low belly down. Check out your toes, make sure they're active. Inhale back to center. Top rim of the sacrum presses down. Hold your breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach both elbows towards the left thigh. Straighten through right leg and pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold breath, curl tailbone up, and then exhale. Reach both elbows towards the right thigh. Straighten the left leg and pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Lay the head and chest down. Lay your feet down. Find your strap or your tie or your scarf or whatever you've got tonight and loop it around the front of the right ankle. And then just set it down for now. Bring your hands just straight out to your sides, palms roll up. Lift and spread your toes, the feet are active. Inhale, lift the chest bones towards your face. And then on exhale, press down so strongly through the feet that you curl your tailbone and lift the hips up off the floor. From here, find your strap with your hands. And then you can use your hands to pull on the strap, opening fronts of shoulders, lifting the chest towards the face. Press down really strongly into the right leg here. This is a perfectly great place to stay and work your breath support. If you have farther to go, pressing down really strongly into the right foot, lift the left knee towards the face, and then straighten the left leg up. Inhale, wash your breath into the front of your chest and your heart so that you can feed your heart strength to your legs and to your hips that are doing all this great work right now. And gently go ahead and set that left foot down. To switch the strap, just step the left foot back behind the loop of the strap and then step the right foot over it. So you stay up in bridge while you switch. And you might heel toe the left foot in towards the midline a bit here. So now you're in bridge with a strap around the left ankle. Squeeze your sit bones towards each other and then use the strength of the glutes to send your tailbone towards your knees and decompress your low back. If you have farther to go, pressing left foot down, inhale, right knee towards the face, exhale, send the right leg up. Don't hold your breath here. Use your breath to support the work in the pose. So your heart here is wide open. So use that sparkling, heart-warming energy to encourage and support the work in the legs. Keep the breath going and set that right foot down. Take a few breaths in bridge. So just let go of the strap with the hands. Hands come out to the sides, palms roll open. And then don't cheat yourself out of this lowering down part. So go ahead and lower just the upper back down and then curl your tailbone. Lower the mid back down, curling tailbone, and then finally low back comes all the way down to the ground. You did it. Okay. The next pose is, or the next series is elbow to knee with thigh traction. So just follow my voice here. Clasp your hands behind your head and your neck. So you're using your hands to support and cradle your head, not to yank on it, right? From here, the knees come over the hips, feet again, just like you were setting up for elbow to knee. Inhale, lift the elbows skyward, peeling head, chest, and shoulders up off the floor. Hold the breath, rock the top rim of your sacrum back, curl tailbone, and then exhale, reach both elbows towards the left thigh. The right leg goes straight up towards the ceiling. Pull low belly down. From here, inhale, bring the heel of the right hand into the right hip crease. On exhale, press the right quad and thigh away from the right hip and pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center, clasp both hands. Rock your sacrum back, hold the breath, curl tailbone. Exhale, reach both elbows towards the right thigh, left leg goes straight up, pull low belly down. Inhale, bring the heel of your left hand into your left hip crease. Exhale, squeeze your sit bones towards each other. Use your left hand to press your thigh, muscle, and bone away from the hip, and then pull low belly down. Both feet are vibrantly active. Inhale, feeding your breath through your heart into your low back. Hold breath, curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards left thigh, right leg goes straight up. Pull low belly down. Inhale, heel of the right hand into hip crease, and then exhale, press thigh away from hip, pull low belly down, squeeze the right sit bone in. Inhale, come back to center, breathe through your heart to your belly and your back, using your heart to support the belly and the back in this sequence. Hold breath, curl tailbone up, exhale, both elbows reach towards the right thigh, left leg straight up, pull low belly down. Inhale, heel of the hand presses thigh away from hip, reach the thigh bone away from the hip and pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center, clasp your hands, set your head and chest down, set your feet down. All right, we'll give your belly a little bit of a break here and work the deep hips and glutes. So for this bridge variation, it's a Baddha Konasana bridge variation. Walk your, so you're gonna like toe heel your left foot over to meet the right. So the right foot doesn't move and the left foot walks over to meet the right. Once you've got the big toe edges of your feet touching, let the left knee fall open. So you come to the pinky edge of your left foot. You're on the sole of the right foot, like normal bridge, and your left foot is in Baddha Konasana, pinky edge pressing into the ground and into the right foot. From here, bend the elbows to 90 degrees and put your upper arms down on the floor. Fingertips are pointing up towards the ceiling. Inhale, chest towards face. And then exhale, press down into your feet and lift your hips up off the floor. So you can feel the work and the action here in that outer left hip a lot. Hug the right knee back in towards the midline. If this is a tremendous amount of work and you like what you're feeling and this is your edge, stay right here. Keep pressing the fronts of your hips up towards the sky evenly so you're really working that outer left hip. From here, if you have farther to go, pick the right foot up off the floor and straighten the right leg towards the ceiling. Wherever you are, make sure that you're giving yourself breath support. Again, feeling for that same action of tractioning the right thigh away from the right hip. Go ahead and rebend the right knee and set the right foot down. And then to switch sides, lower your upper, middle, and then low back down. Set the left foot on the floor. Toe heel, walk the right foot over to meet the left. And then roll to the outside pinky edge of the right foot. The left knee, it's going to want to kind of splay out. So you got to work the inner thigh muscle there to keep the left knee pointing skyward. And then inhale, chest towards face. Exhale, pressing down into the feet. Lift hips up off the floor. Sending your thighs away from your hips here, curling the tailbone. Huge amount of work at the outside of the right hip. You can either stay right here and wash your huge breath through your core, feeding your breath support to the work that's going on in the legs and outer hip. If you have farther to go, left leg lifts and sends skyward. Reach those toes towards that vast blue sparkling sky energy. Wherever you are, be awash with your breath. Feeding breath even here into your heart, through your heart and into your hips. And go ahead and set the leg down if you had it up. And then you'll release down to the floor. Roll yourself over to your side and press on up to sitting. So coming into just a sort of back release here, you'll come into squat. So feet are wide. Your heels may or may not be down on the floor. And you're in squat. From here, bring the right hand down. Grab your left thigh with your left hand. And then this is just traction. So just send the left thigh away from the left hip and reach your torso in the opposite direction while you pull tailbone down. Make sure you're not pressing right on your knee, but rather grabbing the muscle of the thigh, and sending it away from the hip. And then take a big breath in through your nose, washing it through your heart, down the core and into the hips. And sometimes if you bear down in your pelvic floor, that helps to get the breath into the hips. Go ahead and switch sides. So the left hand comes down, right hand grabs onto the meat of your right thigh, and then you can press the thigh away from the hip. Decompressing low back. And then come back to the middle, and you just straighten your legs and stand up from there. The next pose is unlocking the shoulders in horse stance. I lost my clock here to keep track of time. All right. So come on into a horse stance. Knees wide. Knees bending over at the same angle as the toes. And then once you've got yourself down in horse, bring the left elbow straight out from your left shoulder. Right hand comes into the armpit on the left side. Inhale and balloon your breath up underneath your hand there. On exhale, wrap your shoulder blade towards your armpit so you feel the armpit muscle turn on, and send the elbow forward. Stay down in your horse, grab onto the meaty part of your bicep on your left hand. Inhale up into the left upper back and armpit. And then exhale, wrap the shoulder blade and use your right arm to pull arm bone away from shoulder. Exhale, press, elbow into hand, hand into elbow. Turning on the chest. I skipped a step there. Let's go back to just having your hand on your bicep and do that one more time. Inhale, breathe into upper back. Exhale, wrap shoulder blade, and then pull the arm bone away from the shoulder. That is all. Okay, from here, bring the right hand to the inside of your left elbow. Inhale, breathe and balloon your breath up into your upper back. Pull your low belly in so you're supporting your low back. And then exhale, wrap the left shoulder blade, send the upper arm bone away, and then press elbow into hand, hand into elbow. And let that go. Second side. Right elbow comes straight out from right shoulder. Hand comes underneath or right behind the armpit. Inhale and press your breath up underneath your hand. So you're feeding your breath into those muscles, and then exhale, wrap shoulder blade towards the armpit and feel those muscles activate. Second set here, grabbing onto the bicep on your right arm. Inhale, breathe into the back of your right shoulder, right armpit. Reaching your tailbone down still. Exhale, wrap the right shoulder blade towards the armpit and then pull arm bone away from shoulder. From here, bring the left hand inside of the left elbow. Inhale, and then exhale, wrap the shoulder blade towards the armpit and press elbow into hand, hand into elbow, pull, turn on the chest. Rebend your legs. All right, let that go. And then bring both elbows straight out from the shoulders. Inhale, breathe into the upper back, back of the heart. Feel for spreading your shoulder blades. Exhale, wrap both shoulder blades towards the armpits and then hug elbows in towards you. Rebending your knees, reach the tailbone down. Let that go. Straighten your legs and heel toe your feet together. And go ahead and grab a drink of water, anything like that if you need to, and we'll move into sun salutations. Okay. Technical moment. Bear with me. Here we go. Okay, stand at the front of your mat. We'll come into B series. Have your rolled up towel or rolled up mat nearby, and I think have your strap nearby too. We'll see how far we get. So for B series, stand in Tadasana with your feet hip distance, or sorry, sit bones distance apart. Just trying to make sure I'm somewhat in the screen. Okay, so heels are underneath the sit bones. Inhale, reach fingertips skyward, feeling for lengthening both sides of the ribs as you use your strong and turned on glutes now to reach the tailbone down. And then exhale, sit back into chair pose. Inhale in chair, and then exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees as much as you need to here to get your fingertips down to the ground. And then on the next inhale, expand the chest open, lifting up to open up the collarbones and the fronts of the shoulders. And then exhale, hands to the ground and step back for plank. Lower your knees for this first plank here. Hug your elbows in towards your rib basket as you lower all the way down to the ground. Tops of the feet press to the floor and pubic bone presses down onto the floor. Walk your hands forward of your shoulders. Keep pressing the tops of the feet and pubic bone down. Inhale and pull in your hands to drag the rib cage forward, and then straightening the elbows any amount. And then exhale, keep dragging the rib cage forward, pressing pubic bone down as you lay down. Hands come underneath your shoulders, tuck toes, and press back to downward dog. From downward dog, step the left foot forward for warrior two, and I'm just moving so that you can see the front of me. Warrior two with archer. Right hand, right fingers reach skyward, and then left forearm comes across the low back. From here, you can reach and grab onto your shirt, or maybe grabbing onto your fingertips for archer pose. You could also use your strap if you want. On your next inhale, feel your breath pressing against your hands. You're using your hands on the upper back to guide your breath into the back of the heart and continuing to give your heart that breath support. Deep bend in the front knee, sending the left knee forward. So you're unclogging the joint in the left hip. And then from here, staying in archer, coming into reverse warrior with archer, laying your head here onto your right arm like a pillow, reaching the right elbow out over the back leg. Feel the obliques working to hold up the torso here, and then rebend the front leg. Inhale, roll your chest and your heart open so you're laying back against your hands. One more breath. And then inhale, come back up to warrior two. From here, release your hands. Bring the left forearm to the left thigh for side angle, variation with chest opener. So you'll reach the right fingertips straight up, and then let the right arm fall back behind you. Relax the left ear over to the left. Chest opener. Check in with your own breathing again here. Find out if it's gotten shallow or if you stayed with the depth of your breath. And then check out if you can feed and nourish your heart muscle again with this breath. And what that feels like is inhale and feeling the fronts of your chest opening, creating space for your heart. From here, we're coming into sacral pulse. So spin your arm so that you can place the heel of your hand onto tailbone. So the fingers are draping down the tailbone. Inhale, roll the front of the right shoulder open. Exhale, relax your neck. Take another inhale up into the front of the chest and the heart. And then on the next exhale, you're going to pulse your tailbone 3 times by tucking and untucking the tailbone. Inhale, use the left forearm on your thigh to drag the left ribs even longer, rolling the rib cage open. And then exhale, pulse your sacrum 3 times by tucking and untucking there. One more time, inhale, drag the chest forward, relax the neck, and then last time with sacral pulse here, exhale and pulse 3 times with your tailbone. From here, go ahead and release. Hands to either side of the front foot and step back into plank. Lowering or not lowering your knees, hug your arm bones in as you lower all the way down. Again, walk the fingertips forward of the shoulders for low cobra. Plant the tops of your feet down. Reach the tailbone down, plug pubic bone into the ground, and then inhaling, dragging your chest forward. As you inhale up into cobra, exhale, keep dragging chest forward as you lower down. Hands come underneath the shoulders, toes tuck. Wrap your shoulder blades here as you come back into downward dog. Inhale, stepping your right foot forward this time for warrior two. Warrior two with archer. Left fingertips reach skyward, right forearm across the low back. If you just thrusted your ribs out to get your forearm across the low back, go ahead and sew those back in. And then your hands will reach here for your shirt, your clothing, or maybe the fingertips are clasping, sending the right thigh forward. Close your eyes and feel your breath balloon in between your shoulder blades. So you get that biofeedback again, feeling the breath pressing into your hands. We're using your hands to guide your breath into those muscles and spaces between the shoulder blades and upper back. From here, with the arms in archer, inhale, and then exhale, coming into reverse warrior with archer. Lay your head onto your arms like a pillow, and then lay back towards your hands. Sending the left elbow, reaching across the back leg. Feeling the oblique muscles working and feeling the unclogging and opening in the front of the right thigh. Inhale, come on up. Release the archer. Right forearm onto right thigh. Side angle variation. Reach the left fingertips straight up. Thumb comes down a little bit, so you're reaching the arm right out of the shoulder joint, and then exhale, let the arm fall back behind you. Chest opener. Inhale, breathing into the front of your heart, rolling your heart up towards the sky. Exhale, let the neck go. From here, rolling the palm around, bring the heel of your hand onto your sacrum for sacral pulse. Inhale, use your right forearm to traction some more length into right side of ribs. And then exhale, use the heel of the hand to help pulse the sacrum forward and back 3 times. Inhale again, telescoping both sides of the ribs, and exhale, pulse. It's a really subtle movement to pulse your sacrum here. Really decompressing your low back. One more time here. Inhale, lengthening ribs, and then exhale, pulse. And unwind from that. Hands come to either side of your front foot. And step back. One up into cobra. And then exhale, back down. Hands come underneath your shoulders, tuck toes, back to downward dog. And then once you are in downward dog, go ahead and lower your knees to the ground and have a quick look up here. The next pose is camel. So you'll want some padding under your knees. So I've rolled my mat up a couple times here to pad my knees. And then I've got my knees about underneath the sit bones again. You can have the feet flat on the floor or toes tucked under. Why don't you just come on into it with me? So for this first one, we'll do either thumb bones or fists on sacrum. Wherever you are, you're hugging your elbows in towards each other, pressing the tailbone down towards the ground to lift the collarbones. Hugging elbows in, feel how that opens up the front of the shoulders. So making this camel more about lifting and lengthening your heart than obtaining some kind of, cover of yoga journal back bend kind of a thing, right? And then find out while you're here in camel, can you feed your next breath of support into your heart with that same quality, that same tone of acceptance and permission for whatever's in there, whatever feelings and emotions are dwelling in the heart. Let them surface. Gently come on out of this. And I'm just going to sit down. Setting up for twisting crow. So from here, tuck the toes under, sit back on the heels. The knees are going to float up, right? So for stage one of twisting crow, walk your hands to the outside of your left thigh. And that might be as far as you go. If you're coming into arm balancing, you want to place the left hand down and then spin the left fingertips out 180. Right hand comes down, fingertips are going to point straight forward. This might be as far as you go. If you have farther to go, you're going to use your elbows to make a shelf for your knees and then sit your left hip onto your left elbow. Your feet can stay down. So you're bearing weight in your arms here, reaching the collarbones and chest forward, and this might be as far as you go. If you have farther to go, pick the feet up off the floor. Side crow. Keep your breath going through whatever stage or stages you get with that. And then switch sides. So walk the hands to the outside of the right thigh. Place the right hand down, spin the fingertips to 180, and then place your left hand down. This might be a great twist. This might be as far as you get. If you have farther to go, bending both elbows, making a shelf with the elbows, setting the right hip onto the right elbow, reach the right collarbones forward, pull belly in, and then maybe picking one foot, maybe 2 feet up off the floor. Wherever you are, be with your breath. And then unwind from that. Come back to your padding for one more round of camel. For this round of camel, you can either stay in the stage we just did, or maybe tuck the toes and come all the way back. Let's come into it together though. So there's a few stages. So stage one here is hug the glutes around the sit bones, pull tailbone down, and then bring your hands, either your thumb bones or your fists, onto your sternum and onto your sacrum, and press the sacrum down. Lift your heart from under and up, and hug elbows in towards each other. This might be as far as you go. If it feels okay on your neck, you can let your head lay back into the cradle of your armpits. If you have farther to go, you might reach down for one heel and then the other heel coming into a deeper camel. Wherever you end up, reconnect to your breath and find that breath support for this wide opening of your heart. Using your breath to really feed love into your heart. There is no cure for grief. The only antidote we have is love. To come out of the pose, hands come back to sacrum. Come on up. And sit back on your heels. Unroll my padding here. So lay down on your backs for a spinal twist. So twisted root with the legs, which means you'll pick up your feet and cross one thigh over the other. That might be as far as you get. Maybe crossing shins, maybe crossing ankles. Have your arms out in like a goalpost position. From here, inhale, feel your breath rise up around your heart and under your collarbones, expanding your ribs. And then exhale, let your knees fall over, all the way over to the floor on the left side. And that might mean that your right shoulder comes way up, which is fine. Bring the left hand to your ribs. So left hand is cradling the right side of your ribs. And start with your hand on your lower ribs and take an inhale there and feel your breath balloon up underneath your hand. And then bring your hand to mid ribs and feel the breath again balloon up underneath the hand. And then hand comes up into armpit, ballooning your breath into your upper ribs, your lymph tissues, breast tissue, chest muscles, washing in a big and spacious breath. And then let the left hand go, roll back onto your back and unwind your legs. Twisted root on the second side. Let the legs fall over to the right. Left shoulder is probably coming off the floor, which is fine. That left arm can just kind of reach overhead. Bring your right palm to lower ribs on the left side. And then inhale and feed your breath up and underneath your hand, using the breath to expand and unclog your low back. And then bringing the hand to the side ribs, inhale, pressing breath up underneath your hand. And then bringing your hand up into your armpit, the lymph tissue, breast tissue, those sort of soft spot right in the front of your armpit there. Giving yourself this biological feedback of your own touch and feel your breath press up underneath and spread under your hand. Release the right hand. Slowly roll your hips and your legs back to center. Untwist, disentangle your legs. And then walk your feet as wide as your mat. The knees are still bent. Lean your knees in towards each other. Pick up your pelvis and scoop your tailbone one more time. So just really giving your low back some support and some release. From here, straightening one leg and then the other leg. Releasing yourself here into Shavasana, into final relaxation pose. In Shavasana pose, maintain your connection. Don't lose your connection. So coming back to being connected with your breath, feeling the movement and the touching of your breath through all of the energy centers and the organs in your body and your core. Maintaining your connection with the earth under you, that solid, grounded support of the earth, and the clean, clear expansiveness of the sunlit sky above. Using the Shavasana to maintain these tools of coping and dealing with anxiety and overwhelm, right? So you're totally steeped right now in the medicine for this moment, which is your ability to release and relax after your practice, your ability to feel in your body, breathing all the way through your body, from toes to shins to knees to thighs to pelvis to core to ribs to chest to top of the head. Connection to the present moment, right? By staying with what you're feeling and not getting derailed or carried off by spiraling thoughts, projections. Give yourself the gift of this open-heartedness of this moment. Feel into any amount of new spaciousness, softness in the front of your chest and your shoulders from your practice. Breathe into that. This is an excerpt from a prayer, again, from Pixie Lighthorse, called Honoring Sorrow. She writes, "Help me to articulate the nature of my grievances and offer them up to the heavens, not to hurry up and get over them, but to ask for small spaces of respite between the waves. Ease the stress and anxiety of my unanswerable whys about my unbearable losses. Carry them for just a little while so that I may feel the weight lighten, with the understanding that I don't have to heave the burdens of my heart alone. Give my hands a rest from wringing. Soften my face so that I may see that I am still underneath these big feelings. Unravel my worries about whether it might always be this way. Keep me present in my healing process. Help me engage my grief with consciousness. Remind me that every tear shed comes from the tribunal source of life, the river of my vulnerable heart. Teach me to be the one to release the torment of generations behind me, to be the one who wails for all of our losses. Open my spirit for the great exchange between you and me over this." Go ahead and place your right hand over your heart muscle, and then bring your left hand on top of it. So staying in Shavasana, but just bringing hands over heart. And then inhale here, feeling the breath rise up underneath your hands. With your breath and with your own touch right now, can you snuggle in with your heart and give yourself permission to feel what you're feeling? In your head, you can even name what you're feeling. When you name it, you feel it. and it moves through you. These emotions, they need motion. They need for us to acknowledge what we go through. Your work is to feel even your sadness, your fear, your anger. To name it and to let it move. Use this precious moment of openness and breathfulness to give yourself that permission. To tend to your own health and well-being. Tend to and support your own heart by letting yourself feel. And keeping your breath rhythmic and flowing. Staying in your deep ujjayi breathing, go ahead and bend one knee and then the other knee. Roll yourself over to one side. Pause on your side for a breath or two. Breathe. And then keeping the head and the neck muscles relaxed over so that you're not tensing up anything between your heart and your brain as you come out of Shavasana, right? Use your hands to press down into the floor using the strength of your arms, and then bring a palm to the side of your face to gently ease your head and your neck back up. Come on up to sitting. Rest your hands on your thighs and close your eyes. Take a scanning breath through your body and notice for what's feeling any more open or lighter. Maybe the fronts of your shoulders, maybe your chest. And then bring the palms together, thumb bones to sternum. Bow your forehead towards your fingertips to honor and acknowledge the work that you did in your practice tonight. Bow your forehead towards your fingertips to honor and acknowledge your heart and the critical role that the heart and the emotional and feeling parts of you have in processing your life's experiences and helping you to feel, understand, connect with, and stay present and stay real. Bowing your forehead towards your fingertips, using your next inhale to breathe all around your heart with support and nourishment and nurturing and love. Namaste. Have a good night. I'm gonna
Thanks, Lindsay.
stop recording.